You're welcome to today's lesson. We want to look at grammatical functions of nouns in today's lesson. What are the grammatical functions of nouns? What roles do nouns perform in sentences? Nouns generally perform the following grammatical functions. We are going to look at them one after the other depending on where a noun is located in a sentence. That location will determine the function that the noun performs. The first function of noun is that its functions are the subject of the verb, or what we call the subject of the sentence. When a noun occupies the first position in a sentence, its functions are the subject of the verb that follows it. So it must come before the verb. It is also called the subject of the sentence. That's the function, either the subject of the sentence or the subject of the verb. Let's see example of a noun performing the subject of the verb. SEGUN is an intelligent boy. SEGUN here is a noun and is coming first in the sentence and being followed by the verb is. Therefore, it is functioning as subject of the verb is. The students are taught by the teacher. The students is the subject here and is functioning as the subject of the verb that follows it. Are taught, that's the verb phrase. The student is subject of the verb phrase are taught. Also, we have the second function, grammatical function of noun, is the object of the verb. When a noun occurs immediately after the verb in a sentence, that is, when it receives the action of the verb, it functions as object of the verb or object of the sentence. The noun comes immediately after the verb. Let's see these examples. The man killed the snake. Here we have the snake coming after the verb killed. That makes it the object of that verb. Killed is receiving the action of the man. The student received a gift from the teacher. The verb here is received, and the gift, which is a noun, is coming immediately after the verb, and that makes this verb or this noun, a gift, the object of the verb received. Then we have the third function is that noun can function as subject complement. And how does it do that? When a noun refers to the subject, or when a noun is the same person or the same thing as the subject, is referring to the subject, it functions as subject complement. This means that it is complementing or completing the meaning of the subject, is referring to the subject. Example of this: Mr. Adamu is a lawyer. Mr. Adamu is a noun, a lawyer is a noun. So this lawyer is referring back to Mr. Adamu, is completing the meaning of Mr. Adamu. And usually we have the primary auxiliary verb, the be verb is or are, as the verb before the subject complement. My friend was the captain of the team. The captain is the noun and is completing the meaning of the subject, which is my friend. So my friend is the subject. The captain is coming after the verb, is not functioning as object here, is only completing the meaning of the subject, is referring back to the subject of the sentence. Then we also have object complement as a function of the noun. How does a noun perform the function of an object complement? When a noun occurs immediately after an object, it functions as complement of that object. For a noun to function as object complement, we must have two objects in that sentence, the direct object and the indirect object. Now, look at this example. He gave the boy a gift. The boy is an object, a gift is an object. Now we have two objects here. The second object is functioning, is completing the is coming immediately after the first object and is functioning as the object complement. A gift is the direct object, while the boy is the indirect object. So this gift, which is a noun, is functioning as the complement, the object complement to the boy. Shola bought Juliet a phone. What Shola bought uh, is a phone for Juliet. A phone here is the object complement. That is the direct object, while Juliet is the indirect object. So a phone is the object complement of Juliet. To have an object complement, it means there must be two objects in that sentence. If it is only one object, then it will be the object of the verb or the object of the sentence. Complement of the preposition is the fifth function of noun. When a noun comes immediately after a preposition in a sentence, it is said to function as the complement or the object of that preposition. That means the preposition, the noun is being governed or being controlled by the preposition. So it is the object or the complement of the preposition. For example, we have she comes to school once a week. Now, school here complements the preposition to. The school is coming immediately after the preposition. So it's being controlled by the preposition. It is the complement of the preposition or the object of the preposition. He placed the book on the table. On is coming before the table, and the table is a noun. And what is the function of this table in this location?